Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is just going to be on some ignition timing and how to modify your own key to modify your timing. Yeah, let's get into it. So essentially the only thing you have to do to modify your own keyway is you just take one of these sander wheels and in a pair of pliers you're just going to shave down your keyway till you get it thin to the point you want to use it. If I could find my pliers, I would show you guys, but apparently I don't have them. Oh, there they are. One moment. Okay. Vice grips. These are the pliers of choice that I prefer to do this with. You're just going to pop it in like this and tighten it down. Now you want it pretty tight because this thing can pop out, but you're just going to put it in like that, and then you're just going to shave your keyway down just like that until you get the results you want. Normally these are around, I'd say like 2.32 to anywhere all the way up to like 2.85, and I took mine down in this video down to I think 1.62, which was probably a little too thin. You probably want to stay around somewhere between the 2 millimeter to the 1.8 zone, just so you're not, getting so much deflection in your keyway, but it's just however much you want to go to. It's a free modification, and it's up to you. So, a stock keyway, one that I didn't shave down, I'm going to show you guys the thickness of it real quick. They actually kind of vary in thickness quite a bit. So this one is roughly 2.38 millimeter. This is kind of a middle of the field one, you could say. This one's a little bit thicker, about 2.89 millimeter, so a little thicker. This one's actually a lot harder to get into the keyway slot. And then this is the one I just shaved down with my sander bit, my sander wheel, roll, whatever you want to call it. This keyway, the little skinny one here, is 1.61 millimeter wide. So the difference in these keyways is going to be the difference in our magneto's ability to move back and forth. And that's going to adjust your timing essentially. So I'm putting in the keyway that measured 2.38 to show you guys how much deflection you can get with just a stock keyway. So I got my magnet back on. It's kind of a hassle to film this and put a magnet on with the keyway there, so I'm filming it in sections, but this is how much deflection the keyway with 2.38 millimeters thickness has. As you can see, it's moving the indicator quite a bit there, and I actually have a degree wheel here, which I'll show it to you guys as soon as I set it up. That this is around 5 degrees of deflection with a stock keyway. That means you can move it one way or the other, and you're adjusting your ignition timing essentially by 5 degrees. So I'm going to hook up the timing wheel real quick and I will show that to you. Alright, so I got the degree wheel on the engine and you can kind of see the little indicator right here. So very carefully I'm going to move the magnet back and forth, and you guys can see how much deflection with that stock keyway we got. So I'll move the timing wheel to where it zeros. Little better. Oh, come on. Alright, so right here we're at 0, and you can kind of see the indicator there. And then we're just going to move it back, forth. I'm pretty much maxing it out side to side. But you can see that we got like roughly about 3.5, 4 degrees of deflection in that stock keyway. So now I'm going to show you guys the skinnier keyway, the modified one that I sanded, and show you guys how much deflection that one has. For anybody who needs a tip on how to hold a magneto keyway the easy way while you install the magnet, just make yourself a little piece of solder like this and you can stick it right behind the magnet and hold it at the back side where it likes to usually tip up because the magnet pulls it. And you can just hold it there while you slide the magnet over it, and it makes it super easy to put a magneto on, or a magnet on, and yeah. So now I got the thin keyway in. It was a real pain in the butt, by the way. And you can see that this magnet now moves at least 15 degrees, I'd say, maybe 15 degrees. This is enough movement to change your timing in your engine safely without blowing it up, but also you're going to notice a difference whether you go towards the retard side or the advanced side. It's definitely going to be a difference. You're going to notice either more torque in your low end, or it's going to have maybe marginal more top end the other way. Also, by the way, so we're at top dead center. As your drive sprocket turns this way, counterclockwise, pulling your bike forward, your magneto actually turns opposite this way. And so going clockwise in the magnet's direction actually advances your ignition, and going counterclockwise in the opposite direction, that way, retards your ignition, if you didn't know. And that's pretty much all there is to it, is because as you turn your magnet to the left and it clocks back this way, it's now creating the scenario where the combustion cycle happens later, not sooner. Whereas you turn it back this way and it's going to actually fire sooner than later. Alright, so I got the timing wheel back on, and I'm going to show you guys just how much deflection we have in our magnet now that we have the modified keyway in there. And I gotta put my hand on the magnet real lightly so I don't bump everything. But so we're gonna I maxed it out backwards and lined it up at the 0 point there, maybe a little more forward there. But so I'm gonna put this forward, and we're gonna see exactly how much more degrees we have in timing we can play with. So I'm turning it forward. Holy smokes, I actually haven't checked this, so apparently it's a lot more than I thought. We're sitting right about 28 or 29, pretty close to 30 there. That's 30 total degrees that I can adjust my magnet now. Now, if you were to think of it as if it was in the middle position, maybe where the stock keyway would be normally, we'd be sitting right about the 15 degree mark. Essentially, what it means is you can adjust your timing either 15 degrees back towards the retard position or 15 degrees forward in the advanced position. Yeah. So advancing your ignition, you're gonna feel more torque. It's gonna kind of crackle more. In higher compression engines, it's probably not going to be good because you're probably more likely to burn a piston. If you're running lean and you advance your ignition, you're definitely going to burn a hole through your piston really quickly, and I'll show a little clip of that in a minute on the piston I burned a hole through. I kid you guys not, I was probably like 3 or 4 minutes into a ride and went wide open, and within seconds, just boom, burn piston. It was nothing. And I had advanced my ignition probably this much or better. It was pretty bad. So I don't recommend going much over probably plus 10 in any direction, to be honest. And I don't know the measurement for the keyway thickness to know exactly where that would be at, which I could probably get it now that I think about it, but that would mean that every single key slot's the same width, and that's probably not true in these engines. Anyhow, you can see that I can measure the timing advanced or retard this way just by literally taking this keyway and shaving it down. It's a free at-home mod. So I just wanted to show you guys this piston. This was a piston that had been tuned in California for racing, and then I came up back to Oregon, and I took my bike out. It must have been about 55, 60 degrees out. It was pretty chilly. And I did not retune. And I also had my ignition advanced. And so I just wanted to go for a quick ride. And I take it out and literally just pulled wide open. And for a few seconds there, it pulled pretty good, but it made kind of a funny, like, strange electric metal noise. It was really weird. I'd never heard it before until that moment. This is the first time it's ever happened. And, yeah, so I burned a hole straight through my piston, and then it made a bogging noise, a big brrr, and I was like, wow, that really sucked. And pulled over, had to pedal the bike home, pulled it apart and found this, and you can see that it melted all the aluminum on top here. There was aluminum in the case. There was aluminum stuck in the rings. Somehow the rings were still good. The cylinder is still good. I actually still use the cylinder. The head I had to shave. It kind of had a bunch of this stuff stuck to it. And the piston did not survive. That was the only part that went bad. So if you're lean enough, you'll actually burn a hole through your piston before it actually destroys anything else, if you're lucky. Anyhow, that's my video on timing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, learned something new, and maybe it inspired you to do something at your house where you can modify your own timing key and make your engine possibly burn holes in pistons. Anyway, guys, have fun, ride safe, and I'll see you later.